Hi guys, I'm here with Hope Coleman, and we were just chatting before we started, and she said it was good to meet me, but it's good to meet her too. She was really sweet. She reached out to me and left me a supportive message, and I really appreciate that. So that was really nice of her. And then I went back and I was like, oh, she makes videos too. I'm like, I have to talk with her. She's awake too. You know, she's going through the struggle because you know the struggle is real. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I usually what I want to do, I want to interview a series of people of color that have left the Democratic plantation, and I want to get at least 10 interviews. I'm gonna compile them and do like a write-up. And anyway, so what I usually ask people, first question, I usually ask them a main question, and then I kind of just let the conversation flow. So the first question is, when did you leave the Democratic plantation, or were you ever on the Democratic plantation?
Well, when I left, let's see, about now this made 11 years ago.
Oh wow.
You know, yeah, 11 years ago. And I always had the mindset of a Republican anyway. You know, Republicans, they believe in working for their stuff.
Yeah.
See, me, I was not the type that I look for handouts. I didn't want anybody to give me anything. And all that stems from me, from how I was brought up. Like, I would see my mom in the welfare lines, and I seen how the people would talk to her. You know, talk not just to her, but people that's standing in line waiting to get the government cheese and the government food that they put in the box that Trump is about to put back in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember my mom was standing in line to get the government cheese and stuff. And not just that, but you know how the churches used to give out the baskets for Easter dinner or Thanksgiving baskets and Christmas baskets. I used to listen to how the people talk to those who are waiting in line to get their basket. They used to be so nasty and rude. And I'm like, well, Dad, do they gotta hurt people's feelings before they give them free food?
Wow.
You know, and it stemmed from there. And I'm like, I never want to be like this. And I also said to myself, if I ever had children, my kids would never understand this type of life.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
We have food stamps. I know my mom was on Section 8 for a while, and we had Medi-Cal. And I remember, like, when were you on Section 8?
My mom wasn't. I was on Section 8 when I turned 21. I got accepted for Section 8, so I can raise my daughter. At the time, it was just me and Destiny. So,
for those of you guys, I guess there's some people that probably don't know what Section 8 is. So, for those of you guys that don't know what Section 8 is, it's when it's like a housing program, and you can move into a certain place, and they'll pay like half your rent. You come up with half, and the government basically pay the other half. But you know, I remember when we were on Section 8, every year they'd always come and inspect us. It was just so degrading. Mm-hmm. That you have to come, come and people will come and just like kind of like turn up their nose at you and kind of look at your house, and everything would have to be clean. And our house really wasn't that clean. But I remember when the Section 8 people would come, we'd be like, all right, gotta clean up the house and make it tidy and, make sure. It was just, I don't know, it was just such an icky feeling. So I know what you mean, like that you don't want to have your kids to know what that lifestyle is like. But it's very interesting because a lot of people don't care. A lot of people don't care if their kids have that lifestyle. And in fact, there are people that encourage them to do that. So I don't know, what do you think? Do you think there was something else in addition to that like snapped you out of it? For you, that was just your personal awakening, just seeing how people look down at people that were on welfare.
Not only that, it's just that if you think about it, the government is controlling every aspect of your life. They control how much money you can make. They control what type of company you can keep. And it's like, I don't want to be controlled like that.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to tell me how much money I can make.
Yeah.
And I feel they backwards with that. And then also I'm doing something to better myself. They didn't support. They tell you they want you to get a job, get a job, get a job, get a job. The only jobs that they were supporting for you to get is like McDonald's jobs, where at the time back then you was only making like $5 an hour.
Yeah.
$6 at the most.
Yeah.
I mean, and I could take it further. I mean, when I first got my job at Burger King, I was only making $4.25 an hour.
Wow.
Right? And that wasn't enough money, but that was enough for me to get my school clothes and stuff and everything, and help my mom out with the phone bill. And then I got pregnant with Destiny. And when it was like after I got pregnant with Destiny, I ended up having to get on social service. I was already on it with my mom. My mom was already still receiving social service checks and food stamps and everything for me. But now I was receiving my own stuff and everything. And then remind you, I'm still living in this rundown building with my mom. I'm still living in this rundown, roach-infested, mice-infested, rat-infested building that's ran by Jews with my mother. And it was a one-bedroom at that. So now myself, my newborn, and my mom sharing one bed. So then it was like, okay, I applied. Somebody put me down with the Section 8 program. So I applied for Section 8 and housing. Remind you, I still end up getting a job, and I started working for Rite Aid. I started off working for the supermarket. I started working for at the time Stop Shop and Save, and then I worked for Super Fresh, and then I ended up working for Rite Aid. And Rite Aid was the highest paying job. It paid me about $5.25 an hour, and I took that money and I got me a little hole in the box apartment for me and my daughter, and then we stayed in that apartment for like a year. And mind you, I'm still pregnant with now. I didn't settle here and got pregnant again. I'm 22 years old now, and I'm pregnant again with my son. So now I'm this young girl with my kids, and still with that mindset, just like these fools out here now, that's still with that mindset, that thinking that the government care about them. I was there. I ended up moving into projects because my public housing came through. Now that's something that they need to understand what public housing is. It's a different program. It's still a housing program, but it's different. It's different. You cannot choose where you want to live. Where with Section 8, you can choose wherever you want to live at. And even then, you got to see if the neighborhood even accept your voucher. It's all on the landlord you come across.
Yeah.
And like the real good neighborhoods, they're not going to take Section 8 vouchers.
Yeah.
They're supposed to accept one Section 8 voucher, but not too many will even accept this 8 voucher.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. God, sorry. Someone's flying or going by. Yeah, no, I remember when we were moving. I'm from LA and I grew up in Koreatown, and when we were moving, we were looking for a place. And I remember there was this really nice place that my mom and I looked at. My brother was a baby, and I was like, "Oh, I like this place. It has a pool. It looks really cool. It's really nice." And then Mom was like, "Yeah, they don't take Section 8." And I was like, "What?" I didn't even know what she meant. I was just like, "So that means we can't move there? We can't, It was just like, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's just like, if you have any self-dignity, it like diminishes your soul,
Yeah.
When you're depending on people to give you stuff, and when you earn stuff for yourself. And by the way, my mom eventually got off of Section 8 and everything, but I would say she didn't take advantage of the system. I think maybe it needs to be reformed, and I wouldn't say to cut it off completely, because there are people that do fall on hard times. What do you think about that? Do you think it just should be done with forever, or like how do you think? What do you think?
Honestly, I think should it should be I don't think they should do away with it all the way, but they should only give it to those who actually truly need it, like the disabled and the elders. I don't think they should take it away from the disabled and the elders. But the rest of these people that got able bodies, no, they need to work.
So what do you think, like somebody for yourself, you weren't elderly or disabled, but you had kids and stuff and you needed it. Like how would somebody that was in your situation get around not being on welfare? Or how do you think, like what do you think you would have done if you didn't have welfare? I'm playing devil's advocate here a little bit.
Well, I've been there. I did what I had to do. I just lived within my means. See, the problem is a lot of people want to live above their means. They want to live like they rich, wearing, driving these fancy cars and wearing these fancy clothes and purses and stuff. It's all about budgeting your money. I've been there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Before I even got the Section 8 and the welfare, I was living off of $5.25. I put in extra work and everything. Fortunately, I was fortunate enough to get my daughter in a Head Start program, you know, for Lord Daycare, where they kept her all the way up to 6 o'clock. So I was able to put in extra hours from the morning all the way up. And you know, it was about I just did without, basically. It was more on just making sure my bills was paid, making sure my daughter was fed. If anybody was looking fly, I looked like straight up trash for my daughter. I made sure she was straight.
Oh, that's love right there. Yeah.
Yeah. She had on the best stuff and everything. That's what I did for mine. You know, that's what I'm saying. I've been in both places, and I was fortunate enough to get the Section 8 in a public housing. But see, the thing is, that's what it's for. It needs to be. If they keep it, that's fine. But it needs to be a statute of limitation to how long you're on that program.
Okay.
It's meant for you to be. It's supposed to be a stepping stone to help you until you get back on your feet. You know, and that's where a lot of people mess up at. Instead of, you know, taking advantage of it and furthering themselves, you know, going to school and get into a career that pays good money, so they wouldn't have to be on it no more. They would rather. They basically made it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But then want to call people like myself and you know, successful black women and men, coons and stuff, because we don't choose to live that life.
Yeah.
And it also, if you think about it, a lot of it stems from Hollywood. You got Hollywood and celebrities that's telling them this is the life to live. And then what people fail to realize, these same rappers like Jay-Z and T.I. and Snoop and Lil Wayne, all of them talk about rapping about the hood life, how cool it is and all that stuff. But now one of them is in the hood, and now one of their children is in the black community or goes to black schools. All of them go to white schools.
And you know, if somebody called their children the names of that they use on their albums, they wouldn't appreciate that. You know, they wouldn't appreciate.
Exactly.
Jay-Z wouldn't appreciate, you know, anybody calling what's her name, Blue Ivy a bitch. You know, he'd probably lose his mind.
Right.
You know.
But he don't mind calling other people's daughter bitches and stuff, bitches and hoes. He got rich calling other people's daughters bitches and hoes. This is the part that I be trying to get everybody to understand and pay attention real good. He calling.
Wait, keep talking. I'm gonna turn this on.
Other people's daughters bitches and hoes. Yeah, he calling other people's daughters bitches and hoes, but then he makes an album uplifting his daughter, talking about how she's gonna rewrite the Constitution and stuff. I said, y'all don't see the fraud that this man is. He sit up there and he don't want nobody calling his daughters bitches and hoes, but it's okay for him to call other people daughters bitches and hoes and getting rich off of it, and you dummies helping him get rich.
Yep. Very, very true. Very true. I saw you mention that in one of your videos, and when I was watching, I was like, that's a really good point. Like that, I didn't even think about that. It's very, very smart, very, very good observation, you know? And I don't know, like, what do you think? Were you always on the Trump train?
Well, when I wasn't, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't gonna vote for neither one of them.
Yeah.
Cause it, like, I was more Ben Carson. I was team Ben Carson.
Oh, really?
And when he dropped out of the, yeah, I was team Ben Carson. I love Ben Carson.
So I'm trying to get better lighting here because I'm losing lighting from the sun. Go on. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I love Ben Carson, and I said one day I would love to meet him. You know, because I looked up to him ever since I was young. But so when he dropped out of the running, I'm like, well, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. Then I said,
you're like, I'm done. I'm done.
Because one, I knew that Trump and Hillary were once friends, so it was like more on, okay, these are two friends that's playing games and playing with people's lives and stuff. And then when I really didn't listen to too much of what he said or what she said. So what brought my attention is when I seen Diamond and Silk kept promoting Trump. So I said, why is these two black women, going hard for this man? Let me listen to something. Let me do a little listen. Yeah. Let me listen to what he talked.
Yeah.
So I listened to his campaign. I started following him and listening to his campaign. And then a lot of stuff that he was saying, I've been waiting for. I'm like, whoa. I said, this is what I've been waiting for. I said, I've been waiting for a president that wants to put Americans first for the longest, because I used to always fuss about how the presidents was putting all these other countries ahead of us. I used to fuss about it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I never voted. The only time I voted Democrat,
Obama.
That's when Obama.
A lot of black people that never voted. They're like, people were coming out of the woodworks, coming out of the boxes, everywhere voted for Obama.
Oh yeah, but my very first vote was Bush Jr. I voted.
Oh,
Republican.
Really?
Yes.
Why did you like him? That's surprising. Why did you like him?
Because Bush Jr. gave me some extra money. remember his first time during tax season? He gave us money. He didn't take money from it. He gave us money. Remember that extra check he gave us?
I don't, but I'll take your word for it. I don't even know.
Huh?
I don't think I was old enough to vote. I don't remember. I don't. I'll believe you though. I'll believe you. Just say so. Just go on.
Yeah, Bush Jr. gave us money, girl. So I was like, and he did so good his first term, but then when he got in his second term, oh boy, I don't know what the heck went down with him and Ben Laden. But all I know is that 9/11 took place because of something that he did to that man. And honestly, I think those two struck. It was a deal that went bad. I feel a deal that went bad. He done got in the bed with this man because they was all fighting over oil. All of this 9/11, everything is over oil.
Yeah.
Over oil. So I think that it was a deal that went bad because Ben Laden is talking about how Bush owed him money. I'm trying to tell you, this is the inside doors that I've been hearing. Ben Laden did what he did because he said Bush owed him money. So it was like, I'm going to teach you a lesson type thing. I'm going to help make you understand. Don't play with me. Give me my money. Type thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's really complicated and stuff. But yeah, that was 9/11's crazy. There's so many different rabbit holes and stuff you can go down with 9/11. But for sure, like you were saying, like, so you Bush Jr., then Obama, then you were always pretty much a Republican when you started voting?
Yes, I was always Republican. The only reason why Obama got my vote is because I didn't like John McCain and I didn't like Paulin. John McCain, and he's still the same Dissy attitude he got right now, he was the same way 8 years ago. And that's exactly why I didn't vote for him, because he's stupid. I can't stand him. So I didn't like John McCain, and then I'm like, okay, you got this idiot, and then he got this dissy thing nobody never heard of. I said, nah. I said, but then I listened to Obama. I ain't know nothing about Obama until he started running for president. Yeah. I didn't know nothing about him either. So I'm listening to him. He sound all promising and stuff. It was never about his the color of skin. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was skeptical about putting a black man in that type of position, because if black people don't know how to act, they get power and they get power hungry and get power struck and start acting stupid.
People of all races are like that though. But I would be honest. I'd be like, I didn't like John McCain either, but I really wasn't critical of policies and anything. I fell for all the hoopla, the what do you call it, like the hypnosis and everything. I fell for it. He was hot. He was black. I was like, bing, you know what I mean? Like, now that I'm away from it, I can admit that. And I don't think a lot of black people can admit that they really did vote for him just because he was black, you know, because people wanted to see a black president. But at the time, after he got in office, is when I started looking at, like, you know, world events and geopolitics and all that stuff. Now I'm more aware, and now I know, you know, the color of somebody's skin is not going to, like, influence my decision. And I think that this is a huge problem. I'm going to say a lot of black people, you know, I know I'm being general, but a lot of black people have this problem. They think just because somebody has the same skin color as theirs that they have their interest in mind. And that's why we're in the predicament we're in now, you know?
But see, like I was saying, Obama, when he got my vote, he was talking a good game, though. He really was. And I mean, he sounded so promising. I'm like, you know what? He black, okay. I said, I really don't think a black person is this country is ready for somebody black. But you know what? I'm gonna give this man a chance. Because then I also looked at, he was a mixed breed at that. I said, maybe he won't make us look too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to him, because I don't like John McCain.
But you like Ben Carson? You like Ben Carson?
I love Ben Carson.
So he's black. So my eyes are chill, but he's black.
Yeah, but that's not why he receiving my vote.
Yeah, because of his mind, right?
I like Ben Carson. I like Ben Carson because he can relate to my background. He was poor too, and he worked his way up. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't look for a handout. He know what it feel like to have a mother struggling and living on public housing and stuff too. I look up to him. I looked at how he worked his way out of the hood, just like the rest of us did. That's why I like Ben Carson. It's never about the color of the person's skin. I don't judge a person by the color of their skin. I judge them by their actions. Their action speaks louder than words to me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
But you know what? Why do you think, because Ben Carson is black and Jay-Z's black, and Obama's black, why do you think there are more people that gravitate toward Obama and Jay-Z, but yet they take pleasure in calling Ben Carson like a sellout and a coon when he's like one of the most, what is he, like neurosurgeon, like the top neurosurgeon in the world, you know?
Right.
What an amazing accomplishment.
What it boiled down to, because they support criminal activities. If think about this, if you're somebody that all you do is do criminal activities, then you're gonna support the one that supports criminal activities. You understand what I'm saying? But see, this is where the poison come in at, and this is where Jay-Z and Obama and the whole NAACP party gets me mad at. They sit around and talk about oppression. Blacks is oppressed, we oppressed, and this, that. If they throw that word like it's nobody business. But I'm sitting here like, where is the oppression at? Obama, you was given a chance to become a president. Because think of this: white folks put your tail in that office just as well. Believe it. And whether you know it or not, you do know the Republican Party turned their backs on John McCain, like they did with Trump. They turned their backs on John McCain and sided up with Obama. That's another reason why he ended up in that office. A lot of people don't know that part either. They did it to John McCain and they did it to Mitt Romney. This is not the first time. Trump is not the first candidate that the Republican Party turned their back on to support a Democrat.
Yeah. And you know what? I've come to this realization. I'm sorry. Go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. You're fine.
I was like...
And then, go ahead.
You go. I'll remember my question. You go.
All right, okay. But then, like I told a lot of people, I said, listen, y'all need to pay attention to how the whole, look at the pattern. The same, but the difference is, they didn't think that Trump was going to win because it worked in the past. Think about it. Why you think a lot of them upset of the whole outcome? Because it worked in the past with, John McCain and Mitt Romney, them two fools are just mad because Trump pulled off what they couldn't pull off.
Yeah.
They both lost to Obama.
Yeah. And I mean, there's just a lot of money and ego involved. I think it has to do with the globalists. You know, we have a lot of people in our own government, no matter Democratic or Republican, it's not nonpartisan, that have basically sold the Americans out for their own personal interests, whether it's doing dirty deals with other countries or other, dictators or whatever. Like, they don't care about the people of this country. They just care about their own personal interests. And they've committed treason in order to, fill up their pockets and fill up their interests,
Exactly. That's all it boils down to. It's all about lining up their pocket. And that's what I try to tell a lot of people. I said, just pay attention to what's around you. Pay close attention. And then, the main thing I just want for our black community to do, I'm sick of seeing our black kids being poisoned.
Yeah.
With all this, with this scammer. I don't want them to feel like they're oppressed or they got to limit themselves to anything. If you want it, because as soon as, why is it you got to limit yourself to everything? If you want to rock climb. That's not a white thing.
Yes.
For anybody that shows the interest in that sport. You want to play golf? That's not a Chinese thing or a white thing.
Yes, exactly.
Anybody can play golf.
Exactly. And this is...
That's not my son.
No,
you don't have to limit yourself to playing football and basketball. If you like baseball, play baseball. You like soccer, play soccer.
Yeah. Ice skating, hockey, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and that's so weird because I started the series I'm naming it the Blacker Than Thou, right? My uncle came up with this. My uncle was talking to me about this when I was a kid. So when I lived in South Central. I went to this gifted magnet school, and I was bused. It was still in South Central, but people would make fun of me because of how I talked, and I like classical music, and I I just had different interests. And then I was like complaining to my uncle about it one day, and he was like, this whole Blacker Than Thou thing didn't start until around the 1960s. Before that, black people were into all sorts of stuff. So there's also part of me that's been thinking about that and wondering if I can trace that back to see if it's really been a plan to kind of keep blacks segregated, right? The people that Blacker Than Thous, they try and tell you how to talk, what type of music you should listen to, how you should dress, what your interests should be, So if I wanted to play hockey, and they're like, "Oh man, why don't you go play basketball?" I'm like, and I like some hip hop and some rap. I'm like, do I have to listen to it all the time, every day, all the time, And when I was I was a teacher at South Central for a while. One of the things that really made me start being critical with rap was when I would see how much the kids were absorbing this as this thought form of being, of how they were supposed to be. And I had this one boy in my class, smart kid, really intelligent. And we were talking about aspirations that they have for the future. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to be a pimp. And I was like, what? And he was like, it was funny. It was kind of funny. He was like, well, think about it. You know, I get a car with a pool in it, and I get pretty girls, and I get lots of money. He goes, yeah, I'm going to be a pimp. He didn't even know what a pimp was, really. And I was like, yeah, you know you can go to jail for that, right? He's like, jail? I was like, yeah, that's illegal. He had no idea, you know? And I was telling, you know, and he was just like, he didn't even know really what a pimp did. He just knows that it was this guy that had pretty girls and a pool and a car. And it seemed like it was easy. So he was like, well, I'm not going to work hard. I'm going to do that. Where is he getting this from? From rap videos, from MTV, VH1, all this stuff, you know? As much intelligence as he had, he can be anything he wanted to be. And I hope he's done that. I hope he's not trying to still be a pimp. But, you know, but these kids, man, they're just sucking this up, you know, and the only way they think they can get rich or make money is to either be like in some kind of sports or be rap music. And then if you're going to do rap music, you can't, you know, conscious rap doesn't really sell. You have to sell your own people out. You have to sell on the soul, you know, to walk on the souls of black folks to get out. You know, you can't make, they don't want you making conscious music. You know,
honestly, it's more about the goal is to dumb down your own people to get rich, and that's what, you know, a lot of the rappers did. They dumbed down, you know, black folks to get rich, and again, people like me and you who is aware of their game, you know, the ones that they dumbed down, we are the enemy. They painted us as the enemy. Yeah. Because we choose to better ourselves. Like, if you talk, like, this is what puzzles me and what bothers me so bad. Why is it if a black woman or black man talking proper language, the first thing people want to say is, yo, you trying to be white.
I know.
You talking white.
Yeah.
What proper language? What are you talking about? So because I don't speak slang, I'm trying to be white, or I talking white.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Yeah. I mean, I know, but I don't know. I know it's a trick to divide and conquer us, but I don't really see how that makes me any less black. To me, black is just like your physical appearance. So I don't know how that makes me, you know, like, you know, my skin lighter by talking a certain way.
Right. And, you know, I mean, what bothers me is that when I was coming up, I'm 40 years old. So I'm very disappointed in people in my generation. When we was coming up, we was taught, education was drilled in our heads.
Yeah.
You know, we was taught to go to school. Remember the Cosby Show. Bill Cosby.
In a different world too.
Bill Cosby was a big major role model in the black community. He was one of the best. You hear? Because his shows, he showed you that a black man can be a doctor. A black woman can be a lawyer. Yeah. You work. You go to school. Get your education. You get nice things.
Oh, Felicia Rashad was my inspiration for learning Spanish. When I saw her learning Spanish, I was like, I want to be like that. Like, it was amazing.
Exactly. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He promoted education. He promoted for blacks to do better. And you know, another person. Everybody wants to sleep on him. You can say what you want about him, but I'm gonna give him the props too. Will Smith.
Oh, for sure.
His show is another show.
Yeah.
That showed you, that promoted education, that let you see that not only white folks live in mansions, that black folks live in mansions too.
Yeah.
And black folks have good. His uncle was a judge, a lawyer first, and a judge. And put their kids through private school and stuff too. That's why I respect the hell out of Will Smith.
I do too.
And I respect the hell out of Bill. Because people could say what they want about those two black men, but those black men was putting positive role models in our children's minds.
Yes, and it's very important to realize how much power for everybody's mind, for no matter what race you have, that Hollywood has on people's psyches and how their perception of things, and even outside of the country. And I interviewed this guy, one of the first interviews I did in the series, and I'll tell you the story. But I interviewed this guy who was from Africa, and he was saying that one of his visions of African Americans was watching Will Smith movies. And he was like, wow, like black people in America, they're so free and they're so cool and they're so self-confident. And then he got over here and he started coming to college. And he was saying that when he was taking these classes, he felt that they were trying to brainwash him into feeling that the system was against him and that he couldn't do better. Does that make sense? Like he was, he was in college though. He already had but he felt like it was trying to be reversed through. So I guess not only just Hollywood, but just like, the school system too has been corrupted, because I notice there are a lot of college people too that go to college, and then they have these professors that are just like hell bent on making them feel like they can't, like everything is against them, like warping their mind, setting them up for failure. It's just really really crazy, and it's even crazier because imagine you come from the hood, you try and go to and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna get out the hood, I'm gonna go to college. And while you're trying to get an education, you have those people in the hood that's like dragging you down, because you're like, oh, you're trying to be white. Oh, you think you're better than everybody. You're trying to get an education. So you finally make it to college. And then from the other side, you're getting pushed back too, because you have all these professors telling you, well, yeah, you made it to college, but your life is still pretty much shit because, the system is against you, and there's racism everywhere. There's racism, under your computer, under the rock, just, it's everywhere. Microaggressions. Oh, you'll never be safe, So you're kind of getting it from both ends, in a sense.
Right.
And if you can't break out of that, I can see how some of the people that are kind of brainwashed into like the Black Lives Matter and that stuff, like that of the college, educated people that are really like into Black Lives Matter, and how, they're kind of like in this box. It's really creepy and it's really like disheartening.
Like, what I try to, and I try to always show, to try to motivate my people a little bit. I always like to show where I came from and where I'm at now. I'm gonna show you my neighborhood.
Okay. It's okay.
I live in Arizona. This is my neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
This is my house. This is my home.
That's nice.
That's why I always make it my business to show it, because I want them to be motivated and let them know you can make it out as someone who was once there.
You know what I wanted to say too? I saw a video that you did. I forgot the name of it, but you were talking about like how you were talking about like it was like a message to black liberals or something like that.
Yes.
And I thought it was very, very kind. I would just say that because sometimes I get at my wit's end and I just want to go off on some of these people. You're just like, wake up. You just want to like slap them. But I thought your approach was very, very, kind, compassionate, understanding. And maybe you had to cool off. I know you probably have days where you just like, you do get angry, I'm sure, because you're a human being. But I just thought your approach to that was very sweet, and I thought it was really nice. Why did you do you have days where you just like want to just curse people out and slap them down for when you're trying to tell them something and they just attack you?
I had them days, and sometimes I just like to provoke them. because they get on and they want to be attacking people and stuff. So I let them know that, okay, somebody better than you can get on here and attack.
Yeah.
Like when they was attacking you under your video, I'm like, this beautiful woman, she intelligent, she giving a good message here. What is wrong with these people? I said, nah, I ain't gonna let them do this to my sister here.
Oh, that's nice. I appreciate that.
And then, because I know you can take it, I can take it. But like I told him, I said, let me tell you something. I know why you attacking me. I bet if we both agreed with you, we'd be the most beautiful women in the world. But because y'all disagree with us, we ugly as fuck, we nappy heads, and everything but the child of God.
Yes, yes.
I don't, and see, that's why that's the secret to not, paying them no mind when they get to calling the coons and bitches and all stuff. Okay, I tell them thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know I touched your soul. Oh,
yeah.
You still talk? You still talking? I know I touched your soul. I touched your soul. And if it's the next day, dang, baby, you still thinking about me? You went to bed thinking about me? My words touched your brain that bad? Hey, let me tell you something. You take the power away from them. They hate that they can't break you. And they can't make you change your views.
Yeah.
They hate that.
Because somebody did that to them. Somebody did that to them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like when like the vampire bit them and they're the vampire and they're trying to make you a vampire like them, but you got garlic or crosses or something, they're not getting to us. So
exactly.
They're just like all they can do is just melt in the sun, and just and I mean those people, they might come around, but like I was talking to conservative Mexican yesterday, I was saying that the day before yesterday, we're aiming for the people in the middle, because we know that there are people that watch our videos or read our comments or whatever, and there are people that maybe they haven't really thought about it. Because I have to be honest, I really didn't think about politics. I didn't really think about why I was a Democrat for the longest time. I just did it because I was black, and that's what you do when you're black. You vote Democrat. My mom told me it was black people, Democrats for the poor people, and Republicans for the rich people. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm poor, so I guess I'm voting Democrat. I never really put any critical thought as to why I did the things I did. And I think most people don't. Even the most educated people, even people with degrees, and PhDs, so it has nothing to do with academic education. I think there are people that still have that mindset of that's what they're supposed to do. And
I've heard somebody actually say that to me. I talked to a few of my liberal friends. I sat down and I talked to them and stuff. And I asked them, I said, why did you vote for Hillary? I said, let me just answer that to me. Because they asked me about Trump. I said, well, Trump, I had the same mindset as Trump. The same stuff he's been sitting around saying for years. I was saying the same thing, just so happened to be a black girl. And poor, I was poor. But I still was more on wanting our country to be treated fairly, because I just looked around. Every time I turn around, I see all these foreigners opening up all these stores. Yeah. You got the Chinese got every corner. The Chinese got a store, a Chinese joint, a liquor store, a hair store. You got the Indians and the Pakistans and Arabians and all them. They got all these gas stations and smoke shops and all these other. At the time back then, wasn't smoke shop. They just taking over all the gas stations and all the convenience stores and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, where's some Americans at? And then don't go to the hospital. Every time I turn around, I got a phone in the hospital. They African, they Asian, they're German or wherever the heck they from. I'm like, where's all the American doctors at? Where's all the American businesses?
Yeah, no, you're right. And I have a friend that I'm sorry. I've been talking over you. I'm sorry. You're like, where's everything at?
No,
No, I have a friend that he's really good, and I'm actually going to interview him too. But he's really good at he knows how to start nonprofit organizations. But we were talking the other day. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna stop helping people like that want to come to me, that want to open up a nonprofit organization in the hood. He goes, I'm going to just start helping people open businesses. He goes, why don't we have businesses? Because people, it's still feeding that same mentality of just giving handouts instead of having somebody build something that their community can invest in. Right?
Exactly.
You know? And we don't even need liquor stores. We need like health food stores. We need to get off all this GMO stuff. That's messing with our heads too. You know, we need like, I read an article last year that the produce in Whole Foods is grown by prisoners.
Wow.
That's some of the best produce ever, right?
Right.
When I feel like I go into Whole Foods, I'm like, I feel like I'm walking, and not that I only can get a few things because it's so expensive, but I feel like when I go to the produce section, I'm walking into the Garden of Eden. It's so beautiful. So I'm thinking about these prisoners, they have amazing gardening skills. These are life skills that, like, think about, the whole system to is set up for people that come out of prison and how hard it is for them to find a job because they have a record. Well, if they have gardening skills and they know they can grow amazing food like that, why not become farmers and start a farm and have community gardens and stuff like that? I'm thinking along those lines because we don't even need any more gas stations or liquor stores and stuff like that. We need something that enriches not only us business wise, but also just, I'm really into health food and all that stuff too. So enriches us physically, because also Black people, we have a high incidence of like diabetes and high blood pressure and obesity and all that stuff. And it's due to all these damn junk food places in the hood. There are no Whole Foods in the hood.
I'm a medical examiner, so I know, and what you're saying, I consult with my clients all the time on it when I run tests, because what I do, I run tests on them, on their blood samples, and then
you work with dead people.
No. I
That's okay if you did. I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is what I do. I do different events. I test people blood samples.
Okay.
I collect the blood samples first, then I run tests on them through the machine, and when they get their numbers back, what I test people for is their cholesterol, their HDL, their not HDL, their HDL ratio, their LDLs, their triglycerides, and their glucose. And I also, take their blood pressure and their height and their weight and their waistline, and I go over the BMI chart with them. I consult them as well. Basically I examine them for their insurances. And I tell a lot of them, because I had some that come through with high blood pressure, I had some that come through with high cholesterol, and I have to go into anatomy and physiology about everything.
Yeah.
And I basically tell them how to take care of themselves, the healthy things to eat and everything to help bring their HDLs up. Like for women, we want to see your numbers over 50. And the higher the number, the better. For males, we want to see their numbers over 40. The higher the numbers, the better.
Yeah.
And see, hold up. Let me plug my phone up. I knew it was gonna come. Shoot. Hold up.
Is it dying?
I got it.
Okay.
That's why I said let me put my phone over here.
Okay.
Okay. So and with your cholesterol, you want to keep your, like, with your numbers. I just give you a little short knowledge of how things are going in your body. Like with your HDL. Your HDL is your high density lipolipids, right?
The fat.
That means healthy
something
fat.
Lipids are fat, right?
Yeah.
Something fat.
Yeah, it's a fat. It's also a component of the organic molecule, right?
Mhm.
You need it. It's also an acting energy source for your body. So what your LDL do, your HDL does it. Your HDL is your healthy oils. Like you eat healthy foods such as to keep your HDL up. getting your numbers up, you eat like salmon and tuna, and some people take the fish oil supplements with the omega-3. You eat more eat stuff with avocado. Eat your avocado. I'm allergic to avocado.
Oh no, that's the worst. I love avocados. That's terrible.
Yeah, but avocado is also a healthy fat. You cook your food in avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Eat more whole wheat fibers and protein. Eat nuts, fruit, and vegetables, and stay on top of your cardio exercises, and that will help keep your cholesterol down and your HDL up, right? And so what your HDL does, it flushes out the LDL, which is your low density lipolipids. LDL is your lazy fats. That's the bad fats. It's the cupcakes, the cookies, the chips and stuff you eat.
All the good stuff. And the crack food.
Yeah. So
yeah.
HDL does, it flushes out your LDLs through your triglyceride system.
So it like binds to that stuff, right? It binds to it and then it pulls it out?
It flushes it out, yes.
Yes, okay.
So what your triglyceride, because now your triglycerides is an energy source. It's also a component of a lipid. It's a lipid component, and it's an energy source. So what it does, it comes from your liver. You know, the nutrients that you eat, it goes to your liver. Your triglycerides come from your liver and combines with your lipoproteins, and then it goes to all your body parts and store the energy that is needed for that body part, and then your triglyceride returns back to your liver and flushes out.
That's interesting. I think I followed most of that, but yeah, that's cool. But you know how to about health and stuff too, basically, and you look pretty healthy. So, but I know for being general again, Black people, Latino people, we eat terrible. I mean, the food is great, but it tastes great, but it's bad. We eat a lot of bad fats and sugar and just and like I said, in the hood, there's no Whole Foods. There are really no health food stores. Even in LA, I always had to go out. To find those places,
And I think they should put more healthier food, like Whole Foods. Yeah. And in my case, we got a Sprouts out here, and that's an organic.
Yeah, Sprouts is more is less expensive and it's good. But Whole Foods, I just said Whole Foods. I just think if they get first prize when it comes to produce. That's why I brought them up. So when I said that prisoners grow a lot of their produce, I was just floored. I was like, wow, I was like, can some of those prisoners come and build me a garden and grow me some food? Because it looks really, really healthy, I didn't even know what Whole Foods was until I was 18, because one of my friends got a job as a cashier there after we graduated high school. And I had to take 3 buses to go and visit her. And I was like, wow, this place is beautiful. I'm like, I never, saw produce or food that looked that healthy, because in the hood, we didn't have produce like that. I guess we got the leftover produce or the bottom of the barrel produce or whatever.
Exactly.
But
so, and I mean, you got supermarkets like Giants and Safeway that have the fresh fruit and stuff.
Is that Giant? You said Giants?
Giants.
That must be Arizona, because I've never heard of Giants.
Yeah, you got. Well, this one actually, Giant is a supermarket. Is a very good market in Maryland. Cause
you from
Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, yeah, I've never heard of that. You have an East Coast accent. I knew you were probably from New York or on the East Coast somewhere. So Maryland Giants. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
here we have
Giants,
Oh no.
They have Giants, and then they have Safeway. Those are good supermarkets in Maryland. And you still got the Whole Foods and stuff, but Giants and Safeway, they also carry organic food. So a lot of, again, a lot of, and Shoppers. That's another good market in Maryland. Shoppers. If you can't afford Whole Foods and stuff, you got Shoppers and Giants and
Do they have
stuff.
Sprouts
And
in Maryland? Do they have Sprouts?
no, Sprout is strict is over here in the West Coast.
Okay.
Like here in Arizona. I know Sprouts is one of the stores here in Arizona.
Yeah, because we have one in Texas, and then I'm from California, so they have them in California as well. So
right, that's be over on this side of the neck of the woods.
Do you have Trader Joe's? I like Trader Joe's too. Do you go to Trader Joe's? Trader Joe's?
I like Trader Joe's.
You have Trader Joe's in Arizona? Okay, yeah. Everybody's always so happy there. Have you noticed? Everybody's always super happy at Trader Joe's. I don't know why. I guess genuinely happy. Anyway, I want to ask you, have you had any family members that have disowned you for your views?
Yes. My mom's side of the family, well, basically they said that I forgot where I came from. And I mean, heck, my cousin actually posted that on Facebook. He actually had a audacity. My daggone phone trying to die on me, but I'm fixing it. He had a audacity to post that in a comment under a guy that was trying to call me coons and stuff. And he said up there, say, well, yeah, hope it's my cousin and everything, but I stopped fucking with her because she forgot where she came from and voted for Trump. And I'm like, dude, really? I'm like, you stop fucking. How you gonna stop fucking with somebody you haven't seen over 20 years? Dude,
yeah.
Stop getting on here fronting and lying.
Oh, I can top that. My cousin called my family because she was scared. She said that she was afraid of my mental stability because I didn't even vote for Trump. I was just posting stuff on my wall. I didn't vote for Hillary either. But I support him now and what he's doing. I'll say that. But I was posting stuff on my wall showing how the media was lying about him. And she got mad. We got into a fight and stuff. And then she called my mom and my brother and was like, she called my brother to get to my mom and she was like, yeah, I'm scared of her mental stability and my brother, our relationship hasn't been the same since this election either. He went to Berkeley, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
Like totally brainwashed. Huh?
One of my, I had like two of my cousins, like, why is you going so hard for him and he don't give a shit about blacks and I'm just concerned. What the hell are you concerned about me for? I don't need you to be concerned about me.
Because I'm not concerned about them. I'm not concerned about them if they voted for Hillary. So I want to know why. I'm like, all right, whatever. Because I think at this point too that people vote based on their personal belief. It's personal for them, kind of like religion is. So I don't take it personally in a sense. But I'm not gonna I wouldn't disown them for voting with Hillary, even though she's a demon from hell. Even though I know that she's not done anything even close to what Trump has been accused of. She has. Trump hasn't done anything as close as what has not been accused of the things that she's done, basically. She's actually done.
Exactly. Hillary and Bill Clinton done a lot against the black community.
Yeah.
They do what they failed to realize. It was the work program started from Bill Clinton. He put a stop to people social service paying for people to go to college because remember at one time when the Republican Reagan was running the country. And Bush Senior was running this country. social service used to pay for you to go to college. They used to, you could get your check as long as you was in school and stuff.
I didn't know that. Okay.
But when Bill Clinton got his tail in that office, he shut all that down. It was strictly, you gotta get a job. He supported you getting a job, McDonald's jobs, mostly retail jobs. He put a stop to people being able to go to school and get a check while they're in school and stuff. He put a stop to that. And he put a 5-year stipulation on how long you can receive a social service check and food stamps. He put a 5-year stipulation on it. I think it's some type of extension you can get if you start working with the food stamps. But he put a 5-year stipulation on the welfare check.
I did not know that.
And in order for you to even get your welfare check, you had to go to a work program. You had to sit in this little classroom. Because I've been there and I've done it. You had to sit in this little classroom. All they want to do is talk about how you a fucker up. That's all. Yeah. And talk all these sad stories for 8 hours. I don't need to hear all that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get work. I can't get no work sitting in the classroom. I can't get no work sitting in the classroom.
Yeah.
And when I got accepted into a CNA program through Genesis Healthcare, I went to my work and I'm like, I got accepted into my nursing program and stuff, and guess what she told me? She says, that's school? Is that a job? Is it school? I said, well, it's a training for you to, get work. Oh, no, that's like school. You got to do that during your own time, not during the work program time. I wasn't going to give up that opportunity because I had to be there every day for 6 weeks from 7 to 3 o'clock and stuff. And, I didn't care. I had to catch 3 buses to my class, and then days that you didn't have to work, I caught 3 buses to the to the building. And days you didn't have class, they allow us to just work, passing out ice and making up beds and help passing out trays. We couldn't do patient care or work with the patients because we wasn't licensed yet. But they gave us work, and guess what? The program was a paid program. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. That was a blessing.
Wow.
Because she had already sanctioned me and cut my check and stopped me from getting food stamps and my check and stuff. They just let me keep the medical assistance, but she cut me from everything else. And thank God, I can honestly say I was on Section 8 at the time, because that's what helped. That alone helped me out a lot.
Wow.
The Section 8.
Wow. But you got off, you have a nice house, you have kid, this is really nice. It's really inspiring. Really inspiring. What do you I think I'm going to start wrapping it up. It's been a little bit over an hour. What do you want to see America become? What are your dreams and visions for America?
I want us to become a whole. I want us to be united. If you notice the other countries, like Africans and the Asians, all of them, they have unity with each other. The Mexicans, they help each other. Why you think you don't see none of them homeless? Because if a Mexican come from Mexico and they see a fellow Mexican, they help each other. They give each other jobs and everything. Same with Africans. Same thing. You don't see no homeless Africans because they help each other. They'll give each other work. They'll say, well, hey, you can come. Let's get I got a spare room. You can stay in my spare room until you get on your feet. And then you get your own place. I'm trying to tell you. They help each other. I want to see Americans do the same thing. It's nowhere in the world that we should have so many homeless Americans out here.
Yeah.
And not alone in poverty.
Yeah, and they.
There's no way.
Yeah, and these homeless Americans need to come first before the people from other countries do. So.
Exactly.
Oh my God, it was such a blessing. Thank you for reaching out. I'm glad I got to interview you. I'm glad we're in touch. Let's keep in touch. Where can people find you? Promote your stuff, girl. Do it.
Coleman. You can find me on Facebook under Hope Coleman, and my YouTube is Hope Coleman as well. You know.
Okay.
And so
you're on Facebook and YouTube.
Huh?
You're on Facebook and YouTube.
Hope Coleman.
Huh?
Yeah, it's Hope Coleman on you. It's Hope Coleman on YouTube as well.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm gonna have this up. Thank you so much. Stay after I stop it because I'm gonna talk for a minute. All right, you guys, we're wrapping it up. Thank you again for watching. Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.